What is up, fam? WaterAndGrass here,
And I'm 8-Bit
and this is the Pokémon TCG Breakdown. What is up, guys? This week for the Pokemon card breakdown, we're going to be talking about the OG beast himself, Base Set Charizard.
That's right, guys, the card everyone sought after when they were still pushing each other around in the sandbox at the playground.
Base Set Charizard is easily one of the most recognizable cards in any sort of trading card game. Whether you were a casual collector of cool items, or were in the thick of Pokemania in the 90s/early 2000s.
To this day, Base Set Charizard remains one of the most sought after cards in the Pokemon trading card game, but there are some things you may not know about Base Set Charizard.
That's right, so let's get into some historical facts.
The first ever printing of the Base Set Charizard was from the original Pokemon base set in Japan on October 20th, 1996. The artwork featured the same artwork we saw in the English release on January 9th, 1999.
Yep, Japan got to bask in the glory of the all-powerful Base Set Charizard for almost 3 years before we even got a chance to see it in person.
Upon its English release in North America and across the world, there were multiple printings of the Pokemon base set as a whole.
One of these printings was what we now call the first edition Shadowless base set. This particular printing featured a slightly different card design and a first edition stamp on every base set card.
First edition Pokemon base set boxes can go for insane prices like $10,000 if still sealed and in mint condition. Recently, there was an eBay listing of a case of sealed first edition base set boxes that garnered a lot of attention.
Obviously, the most sought after card from this printing, as it is in the other printings, was the Charizard. A first edition mint base set Charizard is known as the holy grail of Pokemon card collecting.
Because of its rarity and pending its condition, a first edition base set Charizard is one of the most expensive trading cards to exist across all spectrums of TCG.
A first edition Charizard can fetch prices in the thousands if it was kept in really good condition. So if you remember being an avid collector back in the day, head to your basement or attic and hope that your parents didn't throw or give your old Pokemon cards away. If they didn't, there may be a small fortune sitting in a binder in your house right now.
A grading service known as PSA grades cards based on condition. The better the condition, the higher the grade, the more valuable the card. A first edition Shadowless Charizard from base set that scored a high PSA grade can almost triple the value of a card if it wasn't graded.
But first edition wasn't the only printing of Pokemon base set. Because first edition was a limited printing, it is the rarest. However, there was a transitional printing in which the design of the card remained shadowless but lost its first edition stamp.
Shadowless refers to the quote shadow on the right side of the picture of the card, if you're facing the card, not being there. These shadowless cards were printed in between first edition printings and what we now know as unlimited printings. Shadowless cards are much more rare and much more valuable than unlimited cards, but nowhere near as valuable or rare as first edition base set cards.
Unlimited cards are the base set Pokemon cards you're most likely most familiar with. These cards have that shadow next to the picture on the card and were the most common printing of Pokemon base set. While a first edition Charizard or Shadowless Charizard can reel you in a small fortune, an unlimited base set Charizard will bring you a max couple $100s if it is PSA graded a 9 or a 10, which are the second highest and highest grade a card can get in PSA respectively.
The unlimited base set Charizard does not feature a first edition stamp, nor is it shadowless. However, that does not make it any less sentimental. A lot of us spend a lot of our money, or more realistically our parents' money, hoping to feel the joy of pulling a base set Charizard. Even today, collectors from the Pokemania era still look to relive the joy they felt back then by buying base set packs now off of sites like eBay, hoping to pull that Charizard.
Because these particular cards are becoming more and more scarce as people are keeping them in personal collections rather than selling them, and because none of the printings of base set are actively being printed, which, let's face it, has been the case for well over a decade, Base Set Charizard to this day is still one of the most sought after cards in any trading card game. It's definitely left a mark on pop culture and will be known in TCG history as one of the most popular cards ever created.
But did you guys know that there was different artwork for the base set Charizard? Japan was running a campaign called Trade Please. In this campaign, which ran through February 10th and July 31st of 1998, there was a flyer included in the CD album entitled Trade Please by Japanese Pokemon rap group that included Imakuni, Kobayashi, and Raymond, known as Suzuki-san. The flyer was meant to be mailed to Media Factory along with any 2 Pokemon cards during the duration of the campaign. Whoever mailed the flyer and the 2 cards would then receive either a base set Venusaur, Blastoise, or Charizard from Media Factory featuring the alternate artwork.
The artwork was actually the same art used on the boxes of the Pokemon video games Red, Blue, or Green, which was done by Ken Sugimori. The cards all featured the same abilities and attacks as their original base set counterparts.
The prints of these cards were later released in the Pokemon Song Best Collection CD in Japan. No other part of the world ever got a chance to see these cards printed, making these cards a Japan exclusive.
There have been other variants of Base Set Charizard that included several reprints. There was a non-holographic rare Base Set Charizard in the Legendary Collection theme deck called Lava, and it was also printed as a holo in the Legendary Collection expansion itself. Base Set Charizard also saw himself reprinted as a holo in another reprint set called Base Set 2. Later on, in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Stormfront, you could pull a reprint of the entire Charizard evolution line from base set as a secret rare in the Stormfront expansion with slightly altered artwork. It's good to note that the ability on the Charizard reprint from Stormfront was also slightly tweaked to make it work for the standard format of the time.
In closing, while Base Set Charizard didn't see too much play back in the day as the Rain Dancing, Blastoise, and Haymaker Hitmonchan were running rampant, it is still the most remembered and nostalgic card of the set.
As long as there is demand for TCG, there will be a demand for that card. So, check your basements and attics for your old Pokemon card binders. You never know what you might have. Thank you all so much for watching this Pokemon card breakdown of Base Set Charizard.
If you enjoyed this video, let us know by giving this video a like and leaving your feedback in the comments section.
Let us know if there was anything we missed, or share a memory you have of the Base Set Charizard. Have a great night, have a great day, wherever you are in the world. I'm WaterAndGrass.
And I'm 8bboc, and until next time,
we're out. Bye. There have been other variants of Base Set Charizard.
Oh my, Jesus.